Hey gang, it is review time again, and today GEEONE has sent through the Roar by DJG. You can get this for $65.90 on GEEONE, and using the code FidgetFix will get you 10% off. This is another one of these tuning fork sliders, but I gotta say this one has a bit of a unique feel to it. This feels different, which is weird, but it does. It's kind of different from the other tuning fork sliders. What makes it different? I don't know. Are you intrigued? You should be. Let's get into the camera and have a look. It's the, what are you again? It's the Roar by DJG. Let's go.
Running through the fire, let's leave it behind. We gotta go now, go now. We gotta go now.
Okay, here we go with the Roar. Now this is stainless steel with this little brass plate, but everything else about it is steel. I think this is kind of a bead blasted top. So this is very similar. Well, similar, I don't know similar, but it's in the same category as another slider I reviewed, which is the Ding Ding slider. Now, the Ding Ding was titanium, I believe, much lighter, and it has the same concept, which is a tuning fork. The difference is the Roar has tuning forks built in to the side of the plate. So this is the tuning fork. The entire plate, the middle plate, is actually the tuning fork, which is pretty interesting. We're going to take it apart in a second. Again, this is another one of these very loud sliders. Too loud for me. I don't use it. If I play with this for more than 5 minutes, my ears start ringing. So I just don't. It's loud. It's designed to be loud. If you like a loud, pingy slider, then this is absolutely going to be perfect for you. If you don't like loud sliders, this is not the slider for you. So let's have a look at it. So we're just going to open up. So again, this is 4 clicks one way and 2 clicks the other way. The 2 click, very loud, much louder than the 4 click. That happens on other sliders as well that have kind of like a shorter distance in the other direction. I think it's just because the speed it's getting pushed into the other direction just makes a louder impact versus this way. So let's open it up. Let's see, what do we have? Well, and again, now, when we open these, no screws, remember, don't open it like this. Your balls will go everywhere. You want to put it on a flat surface, but what's easier with these sliders, because they're a little thicker, is you can grip it. So see how I'm gripping with my thumb and my index finger? I'm actually gripping the very bottom plate and I'm squeezing the middle plate at the same time. So I'm grabbing both of them and I'm holding down. Then I get my nail into the top lid and I lift. The reason I do that is so that once the tension releases with the magnets, the whole thing doesn't go flying apart because I'm pressing down hard on the base. So all I have to do is worry about lifting up the top plate. And that just kind of prevents everything from going a little crazy. And you'll notice what happens with these a lot is the balls will kind of get stuck in different tracks. So you might think that you're lifting this up and all the balls are going to stay down here. But a lot of times they get caught in the track in the lid. So if you open it up and you're not kind of forcing this down and everything is secure, then when you open it, you get this jerking movement and then that causes the balls to go flying. So even now, these ones are stuck in there good, but they come right out. And get this last one in here. Come on. So we have this side. Now you can see here this post. This is one of these magnetic posts, much wider. It's got these little kind of, we'll call them like wings, these wings coming out from the side, and they sit inside this hole, which lets you put it together, and then these wings get positioned under the track. So it's a really cool way to kind of put it together and taking it apart. So So again, it has this nice fit to it. Now we have the one side. Let's take apart the other side. So I'm going to do the same thing. Now this one's a little bit trickier because you have less to hold on to, right? We only have this middle plate, but again, you can see my thumb. I mean, you can see on my fingernail here, I'm pressing so hard into this bottom plate, pressing it down, and I'm gently lifting the top. Okay, so now we have our plates. This is the interesting thing. When I first opened this, I thought, well, where are the tuning forks? And then I realized the outer edge is the tuning fork. So that's where the sound comes from. So it's kind of an interesting design, actually. I mean, aesthetically, it adds a bit of, it adds this nice little element with these edges, with kind of the gaps or the holes in them, but it's also functional. I think this is a really interesting way to get this ping happening versus some of these other sliders that actually have tuning forks built into them. And I don't really think there's much of a difference in the tuning fork pinging sound when you compare this design to an actual tuning fork design. So let's put this back together. Again, you know, there's not a whole lot to look at here, right? I mean, we've got magnets, and our tuning fork and the balls. This actually comes, when you get this, you'll get spare balls. You can see them right in here. So you can try them out. I've tried out the white Teflon balls. It just gives it a slightly mushier sound when you're moving it along the track, but it does not affect the pinging in any way, that I've found at least. Okay, so let's get this back together. We are going to put one side. It doesn't really matter which side you start with. Now, I will say though that the plates have to go on a specific side, and you'll see that the minute you try to put it together. If you're using the wrong plate, it'll be a reverse polarity issue, and it just won't go together. So like this, wrong side. Now again, the way I took it apart is the way I put these back together. I always hold down one of the sides, because if you don't, because these are magnetic, when you get close, this is going to want to fly up to contact, you know, to stick to these other magnets. And again, that can cause the balls to go flying. So I always hold my part down, and then I take the other piece and I line it up, and then nothing flies out. I've just lost too many little tiny pieces to do this any other way. Springs, magnets, balls. So I have learned. So again, hold down. See my groove, line it up. That's it. Now this is also very heavy. I find this too heavy. Stainless steel on these is just really, I find it too much. The titanium is probably better. So just take that into consideration. One, if you get this, you have to like a heavy slider, and you have to like a loud slider. So if that's what attracts you to sliders, then this is the one for you. Okay. All right, gang, this is the Roar. Thanks for watching.